Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and a really interesting looking puzzle today which has these equal sum lines rules. We'll get to that in a second, but first of all I do want to say don't forget all our stuff on Patreon. There is so much content there that we bring you for people who support very generously our channel, and we are very grateful to them and try and bring them excellent content as a result. Obviously you can source your own stuff on Discord. You can check out all sorts of things on the links under the videos, including merchandise and our apps and Sven's SUDOKU pad. But the first link will be to this puzzle, which was recommended heavily to us, and it's called Fortuitous by Memrista, I think it's pronounced, and I'm sorry if it's not. Right, digits along the blue lines must have an equal sum within each box they visit. For example, row 2 column 5 plus row 2 column 6, that's those two, sum of those equals row 3 column 7 and equals row 4 column 8. So they're all equal to each other. So if it goes into a box, you add up the numbers within that box and it's the same as whatever that line does in any other box. So there we go. Those are the rules, as well as normal Sudoku rules. Do give it a try on the link under the video. I am going to start now. Let's get cracking. And, well, how do we do that? Well, we've got this one cell is the same as the total of these three, which have all got to be different. So it's 6, 7, 8 or 9. Now I can see it's not 6 because it's also the same as these three and they include a 4. 9's the maximum though, so I think these can only be 1, 2 or 3. Yeah, that's right. Now that's quite interesting. It can't be a 7 total. And that's because if it was a 7 total, these groups of cells would have to be 1, 2, 4. And actually, and that won't work because these would be 1 and 2. And 1, 2, 4 would clash with either 1 or 2. So it's not a 7. I'm just wondering, does that mean it's not 8 as well? If it was 8, this would be a 3 and 1 pair, but each of these lines would have to have a 1 on. So whichever one of these two was a 1 would clash with a group of 3 cells that had to have a 1 on. Now I don't know where that happens, but it would happen somewhere. So this is not an 8. This is a 9 line, and that means in the center here it is 4, 2, 3. It can't be 4, 1, 4. So that's a start. I've got something. Okay, one of these is a 2 and one of them is a 3. Now in both cases they only leave one set of digits. So in one case we've got 1, 2, 6, and in the other case we've got 1, 3, 5 to avoid having a 2. So these are always from one, they've always got a 1 in. They're always going to match with these cells forming a virtual 2, 3 pair in the columns. Oh no, much more than that actually. Look, these 3 cells, they see all of those and all of those. And if one of these is a 1, 2, 6 set and one of them is a 1, 3, 5 set, so these 3 see all of those. This is 4, 7, 8, 9. Must be. I mean, these are the possible candidates because they see all of the other Sudoku digits, either here, well, both here and here. And the same is true for this group. 4, 7, 8, 9 are the only possibles. And they must include a 4. That's definite because of this 4. Okay, now let's have a look at these lines they're on. So that is 4, 7 or 8 as well. And, oh, it's a different line here. Oh. And what does it mean for this? Remember there's a 2 and 3 virtual pair here. So that can't be 1, 2, 3 or 4. So it's, oh, and it's the same as this. So it's 5, 6, 7, or 8. Can't be 9 because of that 9 looking at that cell. That's probably true here as well. That's look same as that cell. Can't be 4, can't be 2 or 3 or 1, can't be 9. So it is 5, 6, 7, or 8. And it's not the same as this because they see each other across the middle bridge. Oh, this can't be 9 and this can't be 9 because they're on, they can't be 8 either because they're on this line and it can't have a 1 on it, and yet they only add up to a single digit total. So they could be 7 plus 2. Oh no, they can't because that would equal 9 as well. So they can't, they're both going to have to be 4s. Yeah, that's right. Because what I'm saying is, say this one was a 7. This cell can't be a 1 because there must be a 1 in these groups. So the least it can be is a 2. And that would make those two add up to 9 and put a 9 here where it would clash with that. So that's not happening. So these two cells are both 4s. Wow, and lickety split, we have 2 more numbers in the grid. Okay. 4 plus what? Not 1. So 4 plus, and not 5 because we can't get to a 9 total. So not 4 obviously because that would repeat 4. So 4 plus 2 or 3 gives 6 or 7 on all of these cells. Now, do they have to be different? Yes, they do because of this pair. That's lovely. So this is a different 6, 7 pair. One of them, let's colour these. Let's make those green and these purple. They're different, green and purple. Oh, and look, this cell sees both green and purple, so it's not 6 or 7. Oh, that's magic. This is magic. The same is true here. This cell sees both green and purple, so it's not 6 or 7. These are, let's go orange, and these ones blue. And they're all different from each other. Remember, blue and orange have to be different because they see each other across this bridge in row 5. This orange cell sees both green and purple, so it's different from them. This blue one sees both green and purple. And the first thing we worked out was that green and purple were different because this 2 and 3 pair is different. That is fantastic. Don't call this fortuitous, Memorista. Call it brilliant. Wow, colour me impressed straight away. Now, what have we got in the middle box? We've got 1, 6, 7 and 9 to go. But 1s can't be in those positions because we know there are 1s here or here. 6, 7 and 9. So one of these is a 6. Hang on, do we know how these pair up in the columns? I don't know, do we? If green is a 6, that's a 2. Oh yes, then this is a 1, 3, 5 group. And that's a 2. So these two are always the same as each other, be it 2 or 3. Those two, I'm totally running out of colours, are always the same as each other. So, no, what? Yes, I was trying to work out whether we knew what these were. If those are always the same as each other, oh, in one of these cases, of course, we've got a 5 here. Oh, I was going to say, well, a 5 can never be a 2, 3 pair, but I was looking at the wrong pair of cells. We're looking at that pair of cells. And that pair. I don't think there are restrictions on... Oh, no, not really. I mean, this cell can't be green or purple, so it's not 6 or 7, but that would only apply where one of these is an 8. I don't know what this means. Come on, think about it. What sees all of purple, orange, blue, and green? I doubt that any cell sees all of purple, orange, blue, and green. Oh, this can't be a 4 anymore. So that is 7 or... Oh! If this was 8, then that couldn't be 8. Because if this was 8, you need to find a position for it here. And if that's 8, 8 can't be in any of those cells. If it is a 7, it's a bit easier. That could even be on the line for a 7-1 pair leading to an 8 there. Although the 7 would have to be here. Purple would become a 6, green would become a 7. It's a bit hard to figure out what's going on here. I just need to ponder this a bit more. I'm sure we're using these tails now. Well, there's also this line and this one. Now, what do we know about this? It can't be purple, red, or blue. I do not know what we know about that. Okay, what about these cells? They can't be 1, 2, or 3 because they must be used in a virtual pair here. They can't be 4. So one of them is the missing one from 5 or 6 here, and the other is the one missing from a 7, 8, 9 set. I don't know what to do about that at all. Whatever yellow is in this group. That's not that interesting. Okay, we need to find a way. I mean, I thought this was going to be absolutely fascinating and the key to everything, that purple, green, orange and blue were all different. But it doesn't seem to have solved the puzzle for me. Probably asking too much. 4s? No. This is a bit of a random thought, but if both of those, yeah, green must appear in one of these two cells and purple in one of those two. So 1 and 9 are never a pair together. I'm wondering, how could 9 be in one of those two cells? Well, maybe it is. Maybe it definitely is, actually. Because in one of these groups, 6 doesn't appear. And therefore, in that column, 6 is going to have to be in one of these cells. So these don't include a 6. That's surprising. So either that's purple or that's green, depending on which is 6. And then 7 has to be in the other domino pair of cells in rows here. But it could be in the corner. It doesn't have to be up the middle. If 9 is up the middle, then these two cells are both 9. Does that give me any problems? Don't think so. Keep looking back at this little chevron and wondering, do I really know anything about it? I don't think I do. So, oh, come on. What's going on here? Right, 9 is in one of those two cells, and therefore one of these two. So it's not here. So this can't be red, blue, or purple, or 9. Or orange, which is in the same box. Can it be 1, 2, or 3? Or does it... Oh! I was wondering, does it have to be green? That would be quite useful, but I don't see why or how we would be coming to that conclusion. In fact, it's not green. It's not green because green in this row is in one of these three cells. So it's not in that cell in this box. So this is not green, purple, orange or blue. So it's not 5, 6, 7 or 8. We also know it's not 9 because 9 is confined there. So it is 1, 2, 3 or 4. What does that mean? It's not red, but it could be yellow. If it's 2 or 3, it's yellow. If it's 4, then we get 4 in one of these and one of those. It couldn't be here, because if you put a 4 in both of those, you couldn't put a 4 down here. So if this was a 4, we get a 4 here. I'm scratching around for how that helps. Don't know, I thought it was interesting that it's 1, 2, 3 or 4, but it doesn't seem to get anything done. So I need to, well, what about this? Is this all the same story? Can't be green or blue or orange. It can't be, or it could be red. This is different, is it? See, I worked out this couldn't be green because green had to be in those cells. Oh, red is small though. Red's not interesting. Purple. It can't be purple because purple's in one of those. So it's not green, orange, blue or purple. So it's not 5, 6, 7 or 8. It's also... no, it's not 9 because 9's in one of those two. It's exactly the same logic upside down. So that again is 1, 2, 3 or 4. It's a low number. What the heck does that mean? These two are probably both low numbers too. Come on, think it through, think it through. This was going so well for a moment. So if this 7 or 8, those are very different numbers in this puzzle. If this was 8, it's blue. Because if that's 8, where does 8 go in the central box? It goes there. So if it's 8, it's blue. It can't be 8 and blue. Is this right? If this is 8, then that's not 8, this is 8 in the central box. So if this is 8, this is blue, where's it going to go in row 7? It's going to end up in one of those two cells, which is impossible because they need another cell and they can't total to 8 as well. So this is not 8, this is a 7. There we go. So purple is a 6, green is a 7. Okay, so we get a 3 here in yellow, we get a 2 in red to make the total. This can't be 6 or 7, that becomes 9. Now this has to be 6 in the central box. This is now a 1, 3, 5 group of cells. Blue becomes 8. We've unwound the whole thing in terms of which colour is which. This is brilliant. What a puzzle. So we can take out 3 and 5 from there. That's a 1, 2, 6 set. This becomes an 8. We've placed 9 in the box and a 6. This is 5 and 8 up here, which makes this 7 and this 9. And now these two add up to 7, and they're not 3, 4, because that cell can't be either. So they're 1, 6 or 2, 5. Wow, this is brilliant. Now, this 5 is either 1, 4 or 2, 3, which is almost giving a quadruple in the row, but not quite. This can't be a 2, which was red. That's all I've got for that. Oh, 7 is looking at that cell, so we've got 1 and 7. Don't need to do any more colouring, that's good. So if These two add up to 8, and they're not 6, 2. So they're either 5, 3 or 1, 7. That can't be a 7. That can't be a 1. Where's 2 going to go in the row in one of those two places? Ah, there has to be a 7 in these 3 cells, so it has to be on the line. Right, that's what's going on. So that's not, oops, that's not a 1. This is now not a 1. That's down to 3 or 4. 1, this can't be 1 either. Hasn't, oh, it can't be 3 either because it sees that yellow cell. So that's 2 or 4, and wherever that, whatever that is, let's find a new colour. That's going to have to go here because that cell sees 2 and 4. So grey goes there. Okay, come on, keep going. This might be 9, or it might be the other 2, 4. There's definitely a 5 there somewhere. Haven't got many more lines to use. Oh right, in this row we've got a virtual 2, 4 pair because one even digit gets used here, either 2 or 4, and the other one of the small even digits gets used there. So this is not a 2. It is 1 or 6. If it was a 1, then 3, 2 here, 4, 9, 7. This would be 8, this would be 5, this would be 6. So 6 is either there or there. It's not that useful. I need a 6 up here as well, just by Sudoku. 9's in one of those 2 cells and one of those 2. 8's also in one of these 2, so that's a pair. So that is the other of 2, 4. That deserves its own colour. I don't know which one of these grey or dark grey or light grey is red. One of them is, and the other isn't. 8, 9, 5, 6. One of these is a 4. 2 and 7 appear there. Come on, come on. 6, 8, 9, 1, 7. Not sure what's going on here. Right, maybe I can use this 2, 4 pair. We've got 7, 8, 9 in the row, in the column as well. This can't be a 2 anymore, so that's not a 5. Oh, this also can't be a 1, I've just noticed, so that's not a 6. We're down to 2 possibilities up there, but I don't know how they resolve. 9, 8, 9. One of these is a 5. We know that. But the other, I do not. Ah, neither of them can be 2 or 4. So that's 3 or 5. And this is 1, 3 or 5. Oh, come on. Again, let's colour these ones. I mean, I've coloured everything. Okay, let's uncolour yellow and red because I don't think they're helping at all. Let's colour these yellow. Whatever this 3 or 4 is must be here because that cell sees both. Again, the symmetry applies. Now, if it was 4, which seems less likely, it can't be dark grey, so it's going to have to be light grey. So if this is 4, we've got 4s in all of those positions. And that does work. Bother. Okay. Going to have a look at this column again with the 2, 4 pair in it. 7, 8, 9. 1, 3, 5 and 6 to place. Am I missing something obvious? I'm probably missing something very, very clear. Oh, I can't see it. Keep shouting at me if you know what I'm missing. Sure, it'll help eventually. That is 3 or 4. We know that. So that's a 1, 2, 3, 4 quad. I mean, how long does it take to spot these things? Too long. Yes, look, the yellow cell has to be there because it can't be there seeing a 3 or 4. So that is a 3 or a 4. This is now a 1, 2, 3, 4 chord, and that becomes a 6. Maybe it's not going to actually solve everything. This is now 5 or 8 along with that. These two have to add up to 5 because those two add up to 5, and this is a group adding up to 10. So to make these two add up to 5, we've got it. The yellow becomes 3, dark grey becomes 2, light grey becomes 4. That's a 4. Yes, here we go. Surely we are now on the trail. What have we got? 1, 2, 7 still to go there. That's become a 5. We get a 4 to finish the row. This is not a 3-2 pair, and indeed that 4 that I just placed has told us which way round they go. This can't be a 2 anymore, so we know that, and that's very helpful, surely. 6, 1, 7, 2, 2, 9. This is 3 or 5. This I don't know. We need a 9. 8, 9, 5, 3, 6, 4. 1, 2, and 7 to place. I thought this was going to finish it right. That's not a 6, so this is 2 is up here somewhere. 7 is there in the box. That is a naked 8. So that's 1 or 2. We've got a 5, 9 pair over on the right of column 2. That's going to fix the other 2 cells there. We go 4 to finish the box. This is a really clever puzzle. I mean, the way that it just keeps looking back at itself to unwind all the bits is wonderfully clever. That's a 7. Can't deal with that yet. Let's look over here. 3, 6, 9. So that's the 3, 6, and 9. This becomes a 5. 2 and 7, 5, 9. 8 and 4 down here. 3 and 6 looking up. Yes, that deals with 3 and 1. We get a 2 there. 1, 2 there. That does 5 and 2 at the top. And then we burst into the bottom, do 5 and 8. That's meant to be 5 and 8. There we go. 1 and 9. And we finish off with a 9 and an 8. What a lovely puzzle. I'm sure that Imrista is just being modest when he calls it fortuitous. I mean, I note the 4 in the middle. And we did get a 3 in the corner, losing its religion down there. But it's not fortuitous. That is beautiful setting. And you can tell that from the very slight breaks in the symmetry, that versus that. I think that's all that breaks the symmetry is one extra cell on that what is it, an equal sum line. It's so clever. It's such a nice puzzle. Absolutely fabulous example of the Sudoku constructor's art and a pleasure to solve. Thank you to Imrista. Thank you to you for watching. And if you support the channel at all, we are very grateful and love to see you again soon. Bye for now.